go for a little walk. I want to show you something. If you're here, Ninja, or if there's anyone else. I thought they were deer prints, hoof prints, but as I'm looking, they're paw prints, and that's a pretty big dog. So I'm curious if that's coyotes or if just a neighbor let his dog have a little bit of fun. It's about 40 degrees out, and most people are not prone to do that. But how's the weather where you are, Ninja? I think it's just you and I right now. Like, almost every time you mention the Blair thing, my brain automatically goes to Blair White instead of what you actually mean. I'm gonna put this up. There's some squirrels going on behind me. Put my bag up, go find a place and get something to eat. I'm assuming you're talking about Matt, and if he doesn't come, it's not a big deal. I understand. So I'm gonna take a walk. Should I keep the view in front of me, or should I do one of my hikes where I hike like this? I don't understand why anybody would like to see this when they could be seeing that, but let me know before I take off. In fact, what is he looking at over there? Squirrels are over there chirping at me. I got the GoPro out. Man, that almost... Sorry. Trying to get everything at once. And I can't. There's never a view wide enough, I'll tell you. Yeah, whatever. All is well that ends well. So yeah, I've been in a little bit of a, for me anyway, a little bit of a funk. And that does not help. I don't know if I'm going to shut up. Is that you, Bobo? Uh-oh. Don't let Ninja know you're here. I'm sneaking out into the woods without you, ma'am. That is Bobo on her mom's account. Just so you know. Tell Ninja what I say about the geese, Mambo. And Bobo, when you see Ninja mentioning bonkers, he is talking about you, just so you are aware. I was going to do one of my quiet walks out here, but I've already started talking, so I'm sure anything that's been out here already knows I'm here. And man, the beavers are doing some work. Oh man. So, speaking of beavers, I'll check the comments in a moment because they go away very quickly, but I want to try and see if I can get a good angle of it. But real quick, I don't know how well you can see, but I think this is where the beavers are rebuilding their lodge. They had that tree go across horizontally several ways, and then kind of, let me see again, I don't know how well it will look on the screen, but if you see those logs laying more on the other side across, that seems to be where they're making their main lodge. But I want to show you, again, if I can get a good view. Their engineering is pretty neat, and I'm going to show you that other thing I've got to watch out for. But How has everything been, Bobo? Yeah, it's hard to see, but you can already see the water level on this side of their dam is a couple. It's most distinct right there in the center of the screen, but the water is higher on this side than it is on the other side, which means they're already starting to build up and accumulate the water. But the best part of this is when the water is a little bit higher. It's just so, it's this white ambient water noise out here. I may just come out here, park on this tree and relax, but that day is not today. I'm gonna go find a spot to eat, Bobo. But what I wanted to show you guys is, and again, I always point this out about, it's silly to say I gotta watch out when I'm walking, but if I were to fall on this thing, for a little comparison to my walking stick, and if I were to fall on it, these things are pretty pointed. The beavers are not doing me any favors in that regard, so. What are your sisters up to, ma'am? I have not been checking comments. I say I'm kind of trying to mind where I'm going and get situated. You know what? I may do just a short. Normally I go up the way there and eat. Or I mean, and sit and do my thing. In fact, you can kind of see. Let me see if I can focus it. Off in the distance, way off in that distance, there's that horizontal tree that I normally go and sit on, but ooh, this boy got me. Some nice thorns. This is actually a wild rose, if I'm not mistaken. I generally come through and keep this path pretty clear, so I may cut that because that's right about eye level for one of the girls. So, but yeah, I want to show you guys. This is the beaver sanctuary because you can see. Oh, that is just a nice view. I wish I could set the camera up right here. I'll see if I can find something comparable. Sorry, that just caught my eye. But what I was trying to say was, you can see down below all that wood laying. That, as I'll get closer, it'll be more clear. But you can see this piece of wood here that is recently stripped is where the beavers have come. And oh wow, okay. But that's the best example of that is recently chewed, probably this this week, as opposed to, I guess, kind of there you can see the wood. There are some fresh marks on there, but you can see the wood is drier, browner, and you can see the more recent marks on it. Like, let's see if I can get both in frame a little. So I'm gonna have to go back and peruse some comments in a minute because Bobo's going off. Bobo's going off. I'll leave you with a nice view while I'm reading. See if I can get better situated. What did you eat, Bobo? That's right, I wish I could eat those geese. All right. I don't know. Just tell me something that you ate today. Besides bugs and dirt, obviously. Can I maybe... This is not going to be the best view, but it is going to be the view that you get, I believe. can I? Actually, switch it up a little. Ah! That was a squirrel. Got leaves sticking to my boots. There are actually flying squirrels in Michigan, but most people don't see them because they're nocturnal. So, hey Bobo, do you have school tomorrow? Because if not, see if Mommy will let you hang out in Mr. Wally's 12 Supreme Days of Christmas stream and we could chat, but also there's prizes you could maybe win if you feel like it, but if not, you don't have to. But it's at 8:30, so it's kind of late. This is my sandwich, Bobo Fett. Remember, always eat your greens. They're gonna fall. Also, real quick, Bobo, I'm very happy you're hanging out. Thank you so much. I do really appreciate it, and I love you very much. So thank you. That is why you're my bibbidi bo. And then I have my celebratory drink now that my Orangina has been lost to us because of the new norm in COVID. They had to stop producing it because I didn't know Orangina is produced overseas and shipped here. It's not made domestically even at all. So because of that, no more Orangina. But this is the second best in my opinion. That I saw something. I want a northern blue-tongued skink for Christmas. Only one from Aunt Sandy will do. Not a crocodile, an axolotl or lynxes. I only want one of them northern blue-tongued skinkses. Just look at that. Isopod vivarium goodness. What's going on, Cyberdoc? I don't know if you are someone I'm supposed to know or if you're Ninja's buddy, but either way, hello, I'll get out of the way a little bit. Sorry. Watching an old man eat in the woods. That's the kingfisher. Shh. That's an idiot, not a kingfisher. It's about 40 degrees here in Michigan. I don't know where you're at, Cyber, but literally where I'm sitting in the summer is incredibly swampy. I actually kind of realized it until I was talking to a few people who kind of pay more attention than me. I want to be an isopod one day just so I can play with stuff like this. Some of you may be asking yourself, bird was that? Oh, no. Maybe asking yourself, Steve-O, isn't that the same container that you do things like put substrate and leaves and stuff in? And to that I say, stop paying so much attention to my videos. One of the things I want to do eventually is make a shirt in the style of that straight out of Compton shirt style, but have straight out of substrate. Because I'm always chasing the substrate and the leaf dragon. You got to get your friends here, Bobo, hanging out, learning about nature. Remember how I tell you, I'm not going to sit here and say not to use your computer, not to get on the internet, and all that stuff is bad. Because it's a way for me to hang out with you right now, even though you're at mom's, but it's not something that should be used all the time. And that's what I try to explain to you. And ma'am, tell them what I would be if I was telling you to stay off the internet is bad, but then I was always on the internet and using the internet. Tell him, Bobo, tell him. What would I be? You were almost perfect, ma'am. It has an E at the end, but good job. And I try very hard not to be a hypocrite. Not a hypocrite, Mambo. I'm gonna switch. No, I'm gonna show you something, Bobo. This is what you girls get for leaving all your sweets. I don't even like these pound cakes, but I gotta eat them before they go bad. Brought myself dessert this time, baby. MRE style, get some pound cake. Some copy and paste bombs going on. I made it halfway through that pound cake. It's too sweet. Too sweet. So we're gonna leave this here. I'm gonna take you guys on a walk. The MRE pound cakes were notoriously dry. So I can't say this is dry because it's not compared to that, but I like pound cakes because even as rich as they are, they're more bland, I think, generally speaking. They're not like iced out and stuff like that. And I prefer to try to cut my sweets down because muscle doesn't jiggle like this, baby. The coolest part about this time of the year is I can leave this half open right here on a tree and not worry about, I gotta put my glasses back on, good idea, but not worry about what's gonna be in there when I come back. I wanted to show you something, and now, oh, that was it. Talking about the beavers, check that out. As you can see, beavers have been here. But this always just fascinates me because I'm just curious where that's gonna fall. Oreo crumbles. All right, let's go for a little walk. I just what were they getting here? I guess just more of that. I love that they come through here and help me get at some wood. I want to get to cultivate mushrooms one day. I have had Borderlands 2 songs stuck in my head like crazy the last couple of days. The Bloodshot Ramparts has been played many times. And to avoid any confusion, her name is not Stephanie. She's just using someone's login. Speaking of beavers, I try to point it out whenever I can. As we were talking about that new beaver dam, but not last year. Now, what was that? I saw something again. What would it have been? 2021 or whatever, I think. There was a beaver dam. You can actually kind of still see that was the semblance. Actually, you can see, again, I don't know how well it will come out, but you can see that tree is cut off because they had to come through on this side and cut it because it went across, and that was similar to back at the other part where they made their... Sorry, I thought I heard something. They made their dam across there, but it was starting to move out too close to the areas and getting in, like, over pushing back sewage and creating runoff. But so when I was in the hospital, they came and tore it out, and what you see across there is where I'm assuming, again, I was in the hospital, so I don't know, but the construction company came with what I'm assuming was a backhoe, because you could see the tracks that year, and tore it all out from here and just basically threw all of it over there. And in fact, so I think that piece you see kind of right in the center across is the piece that was laid across. That was their main, I would say, like, structural foundation point, anchor point, so to speak. Yeah, they just tore it all out and threw it there. So yeah, good luck with the names. Everyone here has like 6 different names. I gotta come through. Those are all, again, I don't know how well it comes up. Those are all roses. Even without focus, you can see some of the thorns. You're not gonna focus? Fine then, you stinking thorn. Yeah, those beaver things, man, especially when they're fresh cut, like you said, it's amazing how they distinctly look like Lincoln logs to me. I never had those as a kid. One of my neighbors did, so I only seen them vaguely, but yeah, it was insane. Are you getting excited for Christmas, Boba Fett? Next year, I'm going to go across there and flip a bunch of those logs, see if I can find snakes and isopods and snails, and see what else I see. Probably some toads, maybe some frogs. I have no idea. Hopefully not try to blow my back out in the process, being a Dumbo and moving some big log that I have no idea moving. I don't want to go too much further out because it gets dark really quickly this time of year, and I just don't like being out here in the dark. Coyotes come out at night. Coyotes come out. Speaking of 12 Supreme Days of Christmas, Ninja, that's going off another live stream today. If you're more than welcome to come hang out if you're not doing anything or bored, but that's at 8:30 Eastern time, which I think is 5:30 for you. Where Blitch. That Where Blitch is scared of me, not the other way around. Ooh, actually kind of my hands are starting to get a little cold now. I love the briskness, the cold. It's amazing. I want to go flip some of that stuff over there too. Oh, the deer poop. Speaking again, I don't think this was actually the beavers, Ninja, but I was out here the other day on a walk, and the tree you see again that's going horizontally, that the lighter of the two, the one that's up higher, the windstorm we had the other day blew that bubba down. So I came out here and I was like, something's different, and then it knocked down again. You can see that tree is kind of busted there, right in the kind of the middle of the screen. So that tree knocked down that one on the way down. And normally I would just go and walk right through here, but that's created a whole nother little obstacle for me. I'm not sure if I'm gonna go which way. If you are still here, Bobo, when you see your sissies, let them know that I love them, and then I'm going to bust them. Only been out here for 33 minutes. Oh, more roses. You can roast it over it, you just have to have a separator between the two. Don't let the heat directly contact it, so to speak, or the smoke. All right. Hey, Wally. I hope everything is prepped and goes smooth with the stream tonight. I'll start heading back in a moment or two. I always say I don't like to. It's always more fun going out than it is going back in. And then only, what, two potential more days of that, and not including the off days when you're doing your promo material. I don't know where you get the hours in the day, Wally. Let's show you. I try to always point these out because these are my real enemies out here. Look at these thorns. And these things are, I mean, for wood, they're strong. These things have, this is the main reason I started wearing glasses. I get my face raked by them pretty frequently, but I had one incident where it was too close to comfort to my eye, and that's the reason now. I will not ever come out here without my eye protection. And I went away. I normally don't go, but it's because I saw all of this. It looks like Bobo had to go eat. I remember, and this is one of my earliest memories, but it's also because it was kind of, well, very traumatic at the time, but I have no idea how old I was, but our neighbor next door was putting a propane tank in. I don't know if they were lighting it or if they were installing it, but whatever happened, a spark, and there was a, I don't mean, gosh, look at this, those beavers trying to do me in. The thing exploded and it kind of messed up his face, and as luck would have it, I happened to be out in the backyard and he came over asking for help and it was not good, and yeah. He was okay though. It could have been worse. I'm gonna go have another bite of pound cake before I head in. So yeah, this is that tree that was felled by the windstorm. It's been dead for a while. Knock that down too? No. Yeah, it was pretty windy out here the other day. In fact, I posted that video. Oh, I almost fell twice. What was I saying? Oh, I posted a video. Was that a squirrel? Yeah, okay. I have literal squirrel moments out here because there's literal squirrels that just catch my attention. But in the little short snow video I posted, it was the wind was blowing pretty good. I was surprised. It felt really nice, but yeah, apparently some trees fell. When it's not the beavers, it's the wind, I'll tell you. I honestly, I don't know Ninja, but I think that's how it works. I don't, YouTube is always changing. Like, it used to be just something you could do and then you had to hit a certain sub, or again, I don't know the metrics behind them doing it. Oh, I have to remember to start, not that I like doing it, but again, I'm trying to better utilize social media and the such. I need to start putting a link to the things below here in the live streams too, because I forget. that if I were to mention like that buy me a coffee deal, then it could be linked down below instead of sending people on a wild goose chase to find it. So Wally, Tassa and I were talking about a little bit about how the even though 12 Supreme Days of Christmas is the best time of the year, I was saying that the worst time of the year is the day after, because all of the fun and merriment goes away. But like I was talking to her, that is a high thorn. That is kind of neat, actually. Except it's also face level. But I don't know, again, nature doing its thing. This thorn bush somehow wound its way up here and is connected to this tree and holding itself up at like face level. But anyway, we're talking about how some people like Stephanie Kreidler and other people I met in your live stream last year, and we, stayed talking. You and I have met, and stayed talking. So it's nice to make a few long-term networking connections. We were both kind of mentioning that. And in fact, there's that, can I get it, that squirrel I was talking about? See, that was my literal squirrel moment right there. There it goes. I didn't want to ask too many questions, I guess, but I was curious for you, Wally, what kind of, I use the term decompression. I don't know if that's the right or wrong term, but I just imagine it's a lot of, stress and anxiety can be positive, because if you're throwing a wedding for someone, for example, there's stress and anxiety, but it's good. And not all stress and anxiety is bad. So that's why I'm saying I'm curious how that plays out for you. It's one of those, like I say, the difference is when someone is stressed out and something's over, they do the big breath and, finally this thing is over. But there's that other kind where you take a deep breath and like, yeah, job well done. That was awesome. Yeah, I know. I see. The main thing I would probably assume you have to navigate are just those things that come up in the moment. Like if I think you had an issue with your live stream where I think the audio wasn't working, or something odd like that, where just do what you can do in the moment. Yeah, I'm not that it's the same. You have a lot larger of an audience, but I keep kind of bringing it up. YouTube did that thing where they switched, where you have to manually select horizontally, and even coming out, like when I schedule a stream and have to come out here and then fix a problem and restart a stream, that annoys me, because I know some people have them saved, or I don't want to say warning, notification or whatever for when it's set. So if I delete the one I had and have to restart another one, they're not notified and all of that junk. I think even Ninja had one where I had to do that, and he was like, oh, I missed the stream because I thought you canceled it or whatever. Whew. I love this spot. I don't know how well, again, the detail shows up on the camera right now, but get up here. Look at that. The snapping turtles will be in here. I was mentioning to, I think it's CyberDoc, how this place gets incredibly swampy. And when it rains heavily, or well, yeah, I mean, the turtle's not out when there's snow runoff, but when there's a lot of rain, they'll move from the creek into here and actually kind of hang out under here and just kind of watch me as I go by, lower themselves down. They usually dig down a little deeper, about a foot down in the mud, and then they'll just hang out there watching me. And where I'm over there, where my backpack is, but kind of where I've been gathering a lot of that wood, is another similar spot. Again, I don't know how well it shows, but where it kind of looks like the number 4 right there, or like the Avengers A, I guess, kind of in the middle. I don't know how well you can see. I'll zoom in a moment. I'm trying not to fall off of this log. That's another spot they'll just be hanging out, which is awesome. Craig of the Creek. Yeah, usually if I put notes, it's something for it. There's a reason for it. Then again, maybe not. I wonder if I left my GoPro out recording. I wonder if it's still going or turned off. I'm sure it froze. I will never purchase a GoPro again. Where did they... I don't know if Doc is still here, but yeah, some of these pieces look, like we were saying, so much like Lincoln logs. It's uncanny. There were a couple out here a few weeks ago that they either dragged away or ate up, but it's pretty cool. I'm going to put the camera down, or phone, whatever, for a moment. I'm going to grab my bag up, drink my pop, and then I'm going to start heading in, because I do want to prepare for the 12 supreme days of Christmas. Don't fall. Stay. I'll show you. It's not going anywhere. It's a lot darker without these on. Let's try this one more time. Sorry, I was a little curious. So, I'm going to start heading in, but I wanted to show you that beautiful ball of goodness up there. Moon's out. Grab that. Head in and grab the GoPro. There we go. go home, make myself a little snack, take a bath, and relax for the live stream. Feels so good to get out. In fact, I want to show some of the little goodies I have stacked up and ready to go. Just waiting on me to find the time and energy to grab it. I got those waiting down there. Where are... Uh-oh. Some animals have been moving my stuff. Some more pieces waiting on me. And then there's a couple more. It is 8:30 Eastern time. So I think 5:30 your time, Ninja, and it's on that 12 Supreme Days of Christmas channel. I don't know if he's... Yeah. No, my camera's off. Let's go see what the GoPro got and see what the GoPro missed. Well, it looks like it recorded about the whole time. Usually it will record to about 10 to 12% and turn off, which I don't mind. It's, I think, more of like, I don't want to say a safety thing, but precautionary thing. So it looks like it went the whole time. "38 minutes. It went. Nothing crazy. Not bad. Not bad, not bad. But I will still never get a GoPro again. Actually, hang out here for about 5 more minutes or so, or until you guys start kind of leaving, because there's a bunch of doves flying around. They're curious if that could come up on the audio. But that was another squirrel moment. Hang out for a little bit. Let me see, actually. What should I make to eat when I get in? Oh, man. I don't know what it is. I assume it's my luck, or the opposite of that. Because, and what I mean is, I kind of want to record it because it's kind of annoying and frustrates me. But I have this battery for my GoPro, well, not on my phone, but in my GoPro, and I have another one in the house that I bought when I purchased my GoPro, so I had a spare battery. And this thing will turn off at 40%, And now when I put it in my GoPro says not to use this battery and only to use GoPro, batteries you buy from GoPro, while it's a battery from GoPro. So I don't, again, I should probably write a letter or talk to someone at GoPro, because there's the turning off issues, the overheating constantly issues. It's, I will never get a GoPro again, so I don't know why I would waste time talking to them, to be honest. If they gave me a new one, I would take it and I would try to use it, but I would never ever give money to GoPro again based on this performance. And then there's another GoPro battery. I had a third that, similar to the other one, that is telling me it's not a GoPro battery. It got fat. I don't know if it overheated, if something blew up in it, but it expanded in my GoPro. I had to take pliers and pull it out. When I tried to do that, the top of the battery case came off, so I had to like drill into the battery to be able to get a hole to grip and pull the battery out of the GoPro to remove it. Again, I'm never getting a GoPro again. I don't like the fact that if I want to set a live stream for my GoPro right now on Sunday, I cannot. It will not give me an option to schedule it out in advance, which I would love to do. But, it is what it is. Did I have that talk with you about the whole, I think you and I talked about it, the whole like consumer aspect of GoPro being successful and them navigating a niche between like what's a video camera and what is an action camera, and them being able to kind of exploit that? Did we have that talk before? Because it's a very interesting conversation. But so the gist of it is, I'm trying to explain how this works. But so let me explain it like this. This was what got me looking into it. I have my Canon camera, and when I hit record video on my Canon camera, it will record for 14 minutes and then stop, and I have to manually start the video again. And I'm like, that doesn't make sense. Why? So fast forward, and in my own dumb words, there was again, it's like a corporate law, or where they, declare terms on the difference between a camera and a camcorder. And again, in my own words, and I may be oversimplifying or slightly wrong, a camcorder, you can't sell something as a camcorder if it records continuously for more than, I think, 15 minutes. If it does, you cannot sell it as a camera. It has to be sold as a camcorder, and vice versa. So what GoPro does to navigate themselves is not having to be sold and as licensed as a camcorder is, when I put my GoPro out and record for an hour, technically it's recording it, but if you have a GoPro, it will break that video up into, based on the size of the quality of the video and that the resolution. Mine, it usually shoots about 5 to 5 minutes and 20 seconds. And then that video will be chopped up into, 10 separate pieces and not recorded as one piece. So they're marketed as an action camera, not a camcorder. So again, all of these little nuances go into all of that. And that just fascinated me. Well, I hope you heard all of that. If not, yeah, you're going to have to go back and hear my diatribe. But I'm about to end it here in a moment or two anyway. I'm just kind of, I was assuming most of you guys would have bailed by now. So Thank you for hanging out, Wally. Especially, like I said, I know you're busy. There are those doves flying right above us. And I will see you there if I don't, if you don't see me and I don't say hi. We got a million things going on. I'm sure it is what it is. There's a bunch of doves flying around. It's odd. Yeah, I'm gonna go take a bath, figure out when I'm gonna eat. Start. What time even is it now? I don't know. 17:20. So I got quite a bit of time. I don't know what I'm gonna do, but you don't have to go home, but you got to get the heck up out of here. I hope everything is going well with you. You're taking care of yourselves and the ones you love. And if you're not having look at those doves flying by, man. I'm hoping that's a sign of good luck. If you're not having a good day, I hope that you get there. So. Yeah, I kind of realize this not to do that. Even if it's as a joke, I realize a couple people misconstrued that, so I'm opting out of that. Sorry, Wally. But I hope you know that was a joke. I think you, above all people, know I don't think it's rigged. But what would really prove it would be me winning a big prize, Wally. I think you already left anyway. Oh, man. Gestapo tactics. It would be a shame if I were to not win a prize. But like I say, if I was there to win and get stuff, I would have stopped coming back last year because I didn't win. But that is the least important thing to me. So I'm going to kind of start heading back in. I'm assuming you guys will exit as you see fit. Not bad, not bad. Everybody gets a... Is that a car isopod? Is that a new kind of gecko? Car gecko? A Ford gecko? Pick up my camera stand. Oh, I forgot to actually, Ninja. I was telling you about that cat. I recorded that cat out across there. It was probably 3 or 4 weeks ago now when it was a little bit warmer. I gotta post that. I only recorded it for a few minutes. For a few seconds. Well, bark at the moon.